Thanks for coming to look at the video for our poster on intonational variation in York English, or indeed Yorkshire English, because the contour that we're talking about is almost certainly used beyond the confines of York. For sure it is. But it seems not to have really been talked about. And if you lived in York, and if you've ever come to visit York, we hope you will sometime, you would hear this contour around about you all the time. Let's have a listen to what it sounds like.
My dad had a good sense of humour.
So that's an example from the scripted speech that you'll see plots of in our poster. And you'll see here, this is an older male speaker using a rise-fall contour there at the end in what we would probably call a broad focus declarative. But it's also found in questions.
What did he leave on the railings?
And that's an older female speaker, also still using this contour. But you also get these in spontaneous speech, and this is from the same group of speakers that we've collected recently in the last few years in York.
Would you come in next day then? So
that was some free conversation about what you would do if you won the lottery. And then the other data that I'll be showing data from in our poster is from Sally Tagliamonte's York English corpus. So that was collected in the 90s. And in total, there's 92 speakers. It's a social linguistic corpus, so it's sort of about an hour of social linguistic interview speech with each participant. We've taken a sample of those 24 speakers who are stratified by age and gender and also by social class. And you'll see in the poster, we're trying to map the use of this contour in their speech in this interview data. So here's an example from one of the older male speakers. So this was a chap who was in his 70s at the time of recording, but that was recorded 30 plus years ago.
I was born in a little street off Bootham.
And here he is producing the same contour in a WH question.
What's that street called off Bootham, Lou?
And then in this corpus, we've got younger speakers who were also using that corpus.
On the other side of the road is like a big drop like that, like. And
Sally Tagliamonte's work has shown that for other traditional dialectal features of Yorkshire English, like in this case, we've got an example here of definite article reduction, ont other side road. She showed in this same corpus that older and younger speakers, particularly male speakers, were showing these traditional features, but the middle-aged speakers had started to decline, and that decline was also had carried on amongst the female speakers. And you'll have to come to our poster to see what the initial results are of looking at the distribution of the rise-fall contour. So if you come along, we'll be talking about the form and distribution of the contour in our own data that's sort of scripted speech, specifically collected to look at intonation, as well as in the social linguistic interview data, and the distribution across different kinds of sentences, and then who's using it by age and by gender, and then some discussion of whether or not we think their pattern is changing. But we hope by the end you'll be convinced that there is such a thing as the Yorkshire rise-fall, and it's worthy of further study. Please come along. This is joint work with myself and Ciara Farrelly, also from the University of York. Hope to see you there.